Susie? Susie! Hey, Susie, where are you?
I am walking by a lot of water called a swamp, looking at all the birds and wildlife.
Are swamps wetlands, Susie? Are there any trees there?
Wetlands are like grassy marshes found by rivers or lakes, except swamps have trees and bushes in the water. When the trees and bushes rot or die, it fills in and makes the water mushy. But they are very important to us.
I thought swamps were full of mosquitoes and other insects, and therefore very bad for the land, for us, and for the air we breathe. How are they important?
Well, when we get a lot of rain, it helps absorb the extra water to help prevent flooding. There are animals like turtles that prefer this area. It even provides hiding place for some fish to lay their eggs, to hatch, and grow up.
Do you see any fish?
Oh yes, I can see them. They're swimming all around, looking like they're having a lot of fun. Uh-oh! Do you see that over there? It's a big bird. A flamingo.
What does a flamingo look like? Where do they come from?
Well, they're reddish feathered birds, and they have long legs and a long neck from Florida. They like to sleep standing on one leg. They like swamps and shallow ponds because they can easily see a tasty fish swimming around, which they can snatch from the water with their beak.
Poor fish. He doesn't want to be a meal for the flamingo.
No, that's life. Fortunately, there are a lot of fish. So many hide around tree roots, grasses, and bushes, so they never get caught. The flamingos eat unwanted insects and algae. Red algae has a chemical called beta-carotene, which gives the flamingo its reddish color.
Are there any other large birds there?
Oh yes, there are egrets and blue herons. Oh, I see an egret now.
Ooh.
He is all white, except for his beak and long black legs. The egrets are much like the blue herons, but the blue herons are gray. Egrets live all over the world. Far away in Africa, some egrets will even stand on top of a hippo. Wow! Look! There's a hippo!
Ooh. I would be afraid to stand on top of a hippo. I thought they lived in rivers.
Hippos also like swamps and the egrets to pick off the insects that are on the hippo's skin. He has a very thick skin, so it is hard to hurt him. Their skin also puts out a red juice to help protect them against sunburn and insects.
Oh, be careful, Susie. You don't want him to open his big mouth and have you for dinner. So how do they get around in the water? Do they walk on the bottom?
They walk on the bottom of the rivers, but usually they use their webbed toes to help them swim in the water and use their feet on land at night when they go out to eat grass. The swamps are very interesting. I wish you could see this. Wow! Look over there! There's a dragon!
Did you say a dragon? We don't have animals called dragons.
Oh yes we do, and I see one now. The Gippsland water dragon. He looks like a large lizard, about 3 feet long, with spiked ridges on his back and a long tail. He lives in the swamps of Australia, but we know him as an iguana.
Australia is an island, isn't it? A very large island? It must be a big island to have rivers and swamps there.
It's not as big as our country, but it is big for an island. The iguana has long claws and loves to climb trees in the swamp. Their skin also changes color to match what is around them. Green for leaves and brown for the bark.
That is interesting. What do they do in the water?
Well, when an enemy chases them, they run really fast and they drop down into the water and can hold their breath for 90 minutes. By then, their enemy gives up. They eat ants, crickets, worms, spiders, and mice.
I guess God made them with some good traits to survive in the swamp. Maybe I should get me an iguana. I don't like spiders and mice around my house.
Me neither. The beaches of Australia have saltwater swamps. There is a large animal on the beach now that looks like an extra large lizard, 20 feet long.
Wow, Susie, that is a crocodile. Stay far away from him. He will eat any large animal that comes to the water, even people. Does he live in the swamps or rivers?
The saltwater crocodile lives in brackish water, where the river joins the ocean. They have special soft glands that help them survive. Their skin is thick like the hippo, but it is scaly. They have clawed, webbed toes and are very strong.
I hear they like to rest in the sun. Can they move with such short legs?
They are slow on land, but they have lightning speed in the water, using both their feet and their tail to propel them.
How do they breathe underwater?
Their eyes, ears, and nose stay above the water when they swim. My nose smells something delicious. Mother must be cooking dinner. I better get going.
Goodbye, Susie.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, kids. Don't forget, tune in next Sabbath and see what other adventures